Hello and welcome to the time-tested advice. Imagine a woman who doesn't just talk about having dignity. She shows it in everything she does. This woman doesn't beg for attention, approval, or validation from anyone. She is the Sigma female. Her strength lies in her ability to leave situations that don't serve her, remain calm amidst turmoil, and keep her focus on what's important. Being a Sigma female involves understanding your value so profoundly that you don't spend energy on meaningless things or people. You're not uncaring, you're simply determined. You don't seek approval because you're confident in your identity. That's a unique strength in a world that often encourages us to focus on trivial matters. Here's the reality. Your apparent indifference isn't about being unfriendly or aloof. It's about making deliberate choices. It involves decisions that show your priorities and refuse to let anyone disturb your tranquility. If you're ready to unleash your inner Sigma and learn to maintain a calm, confident presence, this video is for you. Watch carefully to discover how honing the skill of selective attention can be the highest form of dignity. Keep watching and let's get started. To understand more, I encourage you to watch the full video and share your views in the comments section below. Number 1. Your name disappears from their conversations. When a Sigma female concludes you're no longer part of her life, she doesn't just leave tangibly. She completely removes you from her existence, beginning with what she says. She stops talking about you. Your name, your stories, and your shared past are never mentioned. She does this not out of spite, but to find peace and finality for herself. Discussing someone who no longer matters is like going back to a book she's already finished reading. She knows the story, has learned from it, and has moved on to better things. Why go back to something that doesn't help her grow? Her silence is intentional and total. It's not because she wants to avoid conflict or hide her feelings. It's because you simply don't matter to her anymore. Her focus is on her current and future life, not what's past. By not mentioning your name, she shows that you're not part of her current life story. This level of disconnection might be hard for those left behind, but it shows how strong she is. A Sigma female doesn't waste time on people or situations that don't match her standards. If she's not talking about you, it's not because she's unkind. It's because she's too busy building a life without you. Being irrelevant is the most profound silence you'll ever experience. Number 2. They move on without hesitation, finding something new. A Sigma female knows something very important. It's pointless to pursue someone who doesn't live up to her expectations or value her personal limits because it's a loss of precious time. She doesn't beg, nag, or sit around hoping for someone to change. Instead, she follows a path of quiet yet powerful self-assurance. She moves on. When a Sigma female realizes someone isn't good for her or bringing positivity into her life, she doesn't fall apart or hold on desperately. She knows that begging for respect or love is not for her. Why struggle to keep someone who doesn't want to stay? She understands that her value is not up for discussion, and she won't reduce herself to please others. This isn't about being harsh or uncaring. It's about being wise with her energy. She focuses on what truly matters, investing her time and effort in relationships, goals, and passions that enhance her life. By stepping away from people who bring no value, she clearly shows her presence in someone's life is a privilege, not a right. And when she moves on, it's not just about finding someone new. Sometimes it means investing more in herself, her dreams, or her personal growth. This way, she makes sure nobody can dim her brightness. A Sigma female's life doesn't stop for anyone, And that's why she doesn't chase after people. She progresses, becoming even resilient and more relentless. Number 3. They won't waste energy on trivial disputes. Sigma females are experts at ignoring the little things that don't matter. They understand that their energy is too precious to waste on pointless arguments, be it a minor squabble, an emotional outburst, or a dispute sparked by someone else's issues. They just don't get involved. For them, winning an argument isn't about proving someone else wrong. It's about keeping their own peace. They know that not every argument needs a reply, and not every conflict requires their input. Sigma females won't let anyone drag them into a fight where the only outcomes are lost time and depleted energy. Instead, they stay calm, cool, and detached from the turmoil others might try to pull them into. This approach isn't about being dismissive or proud. It's about understanding what's important and what isn't. They concentrate on what really matters to them, avoiding distractions from minor issues. When someone tries to provoke them into a disagreement, they recognize it for what it is, an attempt to disturb their calm, and they simply don't let it affect them. By choosing not to argue, Sigma females display remarkable strength. They don't feel the need to have the final say or to prove anything to anyone. Their silence and decision not to respond are powerful messages in themselves. This isn't important, and neither is your viewpoint. For them, real strength comes from moving on, not from winning the argument. Number 4. They live by the principle of forgetting what's no longer present. When a Sigma female decides she's finished with someone, she truly means it. She avoids lingering feelings or drawn-out farewells. Her approach is to forget those not in her life by keeping them out of sight and out of mind. There's no checking up on them online, dwelling on past times, or holding on to anger. She's not interested in clinging to what's already ended. She's all about moving ahead and not dwelling on the past. This choice isn't about being harsh or spiteful. It's deliberate. Sigma females recognize that carrying emotional weight is burdensome, and they choose not to bear it. Why spend energy on people or situations that don't contribute positively to their lives? For them, being detached isn't just a way to handle things, it's their way of living. When someone no longer enriches her life, she doesn't make her exit obvious or dramatic. She quietly cuts off contact and moves on, closing the door to any future chances or influence. It's not about being punitive, it's about safeguarding her tranquility and saving her energy for important things. This kind of detachment might be surprising to those affected, but it showcases the Sigma female's resolve. She doesn't rely on closure, justifications, or theatrics to progress. When she declares she's done, she truly embodies it. And the most compelling aspect? She refuses to dwell on the past, as her life is brimming with potential, leaving no space to focus on what's been left behind. Number 5. They seek fulfillment in other aspects of life. A Sigma female understands the importance of focusing her energy where it matters. Once she lets go of her concern for certain things or people, it's not a sign of defeat. It's because she has discovered something more worthwhile. Rather than holding on to what doesn't help her grow, she dedicates her time to activities, hobbies, and relationships that truly enrich her life. Her ability to change her focus demonstrates that her happiness does not depend on anything external. Instead of sticking with relationships or efforts that don't bring her joy, Sigma females immerse themselves in experiences that fulfill them. Whether she's exploring a new creative hobby, engaging in personal development, or spending time with friends who truly value her, she ensures her efforts are concentrated on meaningful pursuits. This knack for seeking happiness elsewhere isn't just a way to handle tough times, it's proof of her independence. She doesn't look for others to confirm her worth. Her choice to move on doesn't create emptiness. Rather, it makes room for new opportunities and connections that better suit who she is. When a Sigma female chooses to move forward, it's because she knows there is much more waiting for her. She realizes that her contentment and joy come from within, and no one else can affect that. She takes delight in her own path, and this strong self-awareness is what makes her truly formidable. We value you, our precious supporters, for being an integral part of our community. Your unwavering dedication inspires us and drives our commitment to creating impactful content. Thank you for your trust, interaction, and motivation. It means the world to us. Number 6. They allow time to reveal the truth. A Sigma female doesn't have to make a big scene or tell everyone she's stepping back. She simply lets time reveal everything. When she lets go of their relevance in her life, she doesn't spend energy trying to show she's past it. Instead, she lets time show how little it really impacted her. She doesn't constantly bring up old issues. She silently moves beyond them and keeps going. She's not in a hurry to forget the past or pretend it's all fine. The longer she goes on without mentioning it, the clearer it becomes that it was never significant to her. She focuses on the future because she knows it's more meaningful. Her lack of response or effort to prove something proves her strength. As time passes, her actions alone are more powerful than words could ever be. She doesn't need to prove how much she has healed or how insignificant the situation was. The fact that she never looks back is proof enough. She continues to live well, prosper, and create a life that stands on its own without needing approval from her past. Ultimately, the Sigma female's ability to keep moving forward without dwelling on the past clearly shows that something really doesn't matter to her anymore, and that's what truly defines her strength. Number 7. They detach their feelings long before they leave. When a Sigma female decides it's time to go, she's emotionally checked out long before. She leaves without a fuss or sharing her feelings. She just quietly starts to pull away, and it's barely noticeable. Her detachment is subtle, yet clear. She begins to care less, invest less, and slowly starts focusing on other things. To those around her, she might still seem involved, but her thoughts and feelings are already elsewhere. This isn't something she does suddenly. She plans her emotional exit way ahead of time. She doesn't wait until things are unbearable to start distancing herself. She methodically reduces her emotional involvement, step by step. By the time she physically leaves, she's already been gone in her heart and mind for a while. What stands out is that her departure doesn't come as a shock. It's as if she was never fully committed from the start. Her detachment is so thorough that when she walks away, it's final. There are no second thoughts, no regrets, and no trying to fix things. It's completely over. For the Sigma female, this complete emotional disconnection makes her leaving certain and final. She doesn't need to say it. Her actions clearly show it. She departs with dignity, and she departs having already freed herself emotionally. Number 8. They make no excuses for being out of reach. When a Sigma female is over something, she doesn't cause a fuss or leave things open for discussion. She just steps away. There are no emotional outbursts or long farewells. She simply becomes unreachable, and it's deliberate, not rude. She saves her time, energy, and attention for what really counts, and if something or someone doesn't make the cut anymore, she quietly shuts that door and locks it. This isn't about being harsh. It's about respecting herself. A Sigma female knows her worth and chooses carefully who she lets into her life. Once she realizes that someone or something doesn't fit with her principles, she doesn't bother explaining or looking for others to back her decision. She just pulls back completely. Her absence is more powerful than any words. When she says she's unavailable, she means it. Calls aren't returned, texts go unread, and she either politely refuses or outright ignores invites. This isn't out of malice. It's setting a firm limit. She's not about halfway efforts or games. She's finished putting effort into things that don't benefit her. For those left wondering, it might feel like she's wiped them out of her life, but that's exactly the idea. A Sigma female doesn't leave openings for people to slip back through. She moves on, unapologetically and without regret, concentrating solely on her personal growth and tranquility. Her being out of reach is not just a choice, it's a declaration that her life progresses with or without you. Number 9. They quietly make progress and achieve their goals. Sigma females know that real achievement doesn't require constant attention, and their path isn't a show for others. They don't spend time sharing every step they take or looking for praise for what they do. Instead, they concentrate on their tasks, keep their plans private, and let their achievements speak for themselves. Their quiet confidence is more powerful than any words could be. While some people might seek approval or stir up drama to remain noticed, Sigma females remain focused, unaffected, and not distracted. They aren't concerned with proving themselves to anyone. They are aware of their value and understand that true success doesn't need to be broadcasted. By the time others recognize what they've achieved, they are already too far behind. This method can leave others puzzled or even intimidated. Some might think their quietness means they aren't doing much, but a Sigma female flourishes when underestimated. She uses this to her advantage, steadily working behind the scenes, building her success step by step. By the time people take notice, she has already advanced far ahead. For a Sigma female, success is personal. It's not about competing with others or showing off. It's about reaching her own potential and staying committed to her goals. Her quietness is not about keeping secrets. It's a well-planned strategy. She understands that being the loudest isn't the way to win, and her silent victories show that deeds are far more convincing than promises. Number 10. They no longer justify their decisions. When a Sigma female gets to the stage where she no longer bothers about others' opinions, she stops justifying her actions. Her decisions, behavior, and life path belong only to her, and she doesn't feel obliged to explain them to anyone. Seeking others' approval or agreement isn't something she cares about. Instead, she focuses her energy on her own progress rather than trying to make everyone else comfortable with her choices. This isn't about being arrogant, it's about being clear. Sigma females are very aware of their own values and ambitions. They know that not everyone will understand or share their vision, and that's okay. They avoid the pitfall of constantly having to defend or explain their decisions. Why spend time convincing others when that time could be better spent growing, succeeding, or simply enjoying life? The reality is, many people will never grasp her point of view, and she's fine with that. Whether it concerns her career, lifestyle adjustments, or personal limits, she acts according to her own beliefs, not what others think. By choosing not to explain herself, a Sigma female sends a strong message. She owns her life. She isn't asking for anyone's permission or trying to conform to someone else's expectations. Her actions speak for themselves, and if people don't appreciate them, that's their issue, not hers. Her firm focus is what makes her relentless. Number 11. They remain calm in the midst of turmoil. Sigma females possess a remarkable skill to stay calm even when everything around them is turmoil. When people try to upset them or create trouble, they don't react. Rather than getting worked up, they remain peaceful, showing no signs of disturbance, as though the surrounding turmoil doesn't affect them. This isn't because they are weak or don't care. They simply value their inner peace too much to let outside disruptions bother them. When faced with conflicts or confusing situations, Sigma females often choose silence, patience, or a thoughtful reply that prevents things from escalating. They avoid giving others the pleasure of seeing them upset or emotional. By keeping their composure, they maintain control. Drama only continues when someone engages with it, and they choose not to engage. This calm demeanor sends a strong signal to those trying to disturb them. You can't shake my peace. It sets a firm limit that shows no matter how intense or constant the disturbances are, they have no impact. They have learned to detach emotionally, realizing that reacting means losing control. Instead, they stay focused, saving their energy for what really matters. For a Sigma female, peace is more than just a mindset. It's a strict rule. Anyone who tries to disrupt it will find their efforts useless. Ultimately, the Sigma female stays unaffected, succeeding while others are caught up in the turmoil they caused. Number 12. They perfect achieving more by doing less. A Sigma female understands the value of doing just enough and uses this to her advantage. She carefully chooses where to spend her time, energy, and resources, avoiding anything or anyone unworthy of her attention. If you're not important to her, don't expect much effort, if any at all, and even that might not be readily offered. She avoids stretching herself thin for things or people that don't improve her life. Her strategy highlights her independence and her firm grasp on personal limits. If something doesn't help her achieve her goals or promote her well-being, she won't waste her effort on it. In both her professional and personal life, she commits only what is required. She feels no pressure to overdo things to show her worth. Her time and attention are too precious for pursuits that don't have lasting importance. This isn't a sign of laziness or lack of involvement, rather, it shows she's thoughtful about how she uses her energy. She steers clear of unnecessary drama and distractions. If you're not a priority, don't expect her to try hard to impress or fulfill your expectations. She's not about putting on a show for others. She recognizes her value and sees no need to keep proving it repeatedly. A Sigma female teaches us a crucial lesson with her achieving more by doing less approach. It's just as important to know what to hold back as it is to know what to give. These women don't need to loudly show they don't care. Their actions speak for themselves. If you've ever felt overlooked or seen someone end a relationship smoothly without much emotion, you've probably met a Sigma female in action. She doesn't bother to justify her actions or seek others' approval. She simply moves forward, calm and unbothered. Her power lies in her ability to remain detached. Number 13. They find strength in solitude. Sigma females derive immense power from their own company, viewing solitude not as a lonely state, but as a golden opportunity for personal growth and reflection. This time alone is spent in self-reflection and introspection, allowing them to connect deeply with their inner selves without the distraction of external influences. During these moments, they engage in activities that foster personal growth, such as reading, journaling, or practicing mindfulness, all of which reinforce their self-awareness and resilience. By valuing solitude, they build their mental fortitude, making clear and independent decisions that align perfectly with their values and life goals. For Sigma females, solitude is not a sign of isolation, but a strategic choice that enhances their clarity and commitment to their personal journey, proving that being alone can indeed be a powerful state of being, filled with potential for self-discovery and inner peace. Number 14. Self-care is their sacred ritual. For Sigma females, self-care transcends occasional pampering. It is a consistent practice integral to their lifestyle, crucial for their well-being and effectiveness in daily life. They view self-care as an essential ritual that maintains their mental, emotional, and physical balance. This could be anything from engaging in physical activities that they love, like yoga or hiking, to setting boundaries that prevent burnout. Such practices are not selfish, but are seen as essential for preserving their energy and focus. Regular self-care enables Sigma females to remain grounded and balanced, ensuring they can meet life's challenges with vigor and maintain their independence. They invest in their well-being not only to function at their best, but also to stay strong and resilient in the face of adversity. This deliberate focus on nurturing their body and mind reinforces their ability to make empowered decisions and live life on their own terms, showcasing the profound importance of self-care in cultivating a life of fulfillment and strength. Being a Sigma female means you have such a profound understanding of your worth that trivial matters fail to shake you. You don't look for others to confirm your worth or demand their attention. If something or someone doesn't reflect your values anymore, you effortlessly let them go, without fuss or regret. This emotional strength distinguishes Sigma females. If you see yourself in these descriptions, remember you are not alone. You are someone who lives independently, avoids distractions, and prioritizes your peace above all. Continue to embrace your power to release what's unnecessary, maintain your focus, and lead your life your way. Thank you for staying with us till the end of this video. If this message resonates with you, keep embracing your path, because there is strength in ignoring what doesn't merit your concern. Thanks everyone for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye, stay blessed, and as always, until next time.